Namaste, everybody. The divine in me bows down and honors the divine in you. My name is Rishi, and I'm going to read to you a poem dedicated to a manifestation or form of God called Hari Hara. He is half Lord Vishnu and half Lord Shiva combined in a one, and he's like a bodhisattva and a god in his own way. So this is the poem dedicated to him, and I hope you enjoy it. The poem is called Hari Hara Buddha. Hari Hara is a Buddha in a form of the divine that is half Shiva and half Vishnu. Understanding this form of God has resolved a lot of my issues. I once had a lot of material possessions that I used to abuse and misuse. All my desires were never ending, and I was going to explode like a lit fuse. What really perplexed me was that all my desires and possessions possessed me. From money to drugs to women I thought to be sexy. I was caught up in Maya, in the dreamlike illusion. I was in passion and ignorance, and I came to the conclusion that I was engulfed in the pollution of the material world's delusions. That realization made me become a spiritual warrior and go into seclusion. I cut off anyone and everyone who was an obstacle on my spiritual path. I lost a lot of so-called friends and faced the devil's and my own self-inflicted wrath. I decided to cool down and swim, not drown, in the ocean of the divine's mercy and take a bath. I withdrew from my senses, isolated myself, practicing ascetic rituals that neglected my health. I tortured my body, and every day I would fast, trying to erase my haunting and troubling past. But the results I wanted to achieve didn't add up like math. And then I realized I lived a similar experience to the Buddha who created and walked on the middle path. I became attached to detachment rather than to attachments, and that was even an obstacle blockading my spiritual advancement. The Buddha lived the life of a king and the life of a hermit, and realized both extremes caused sorrow and lacked any purpose. He pursued and obtained enlightenment so he didn't live a life that would be worthless. The middle path is the path of Hari Hara. It is the union of Krishna and Radha, Jesus and Mary, Shiva and Shakti, and Buddha and Tara. It is a union of the yang masculine external world and the yin feminine internal world, creating non-duality and one totality made up of infinite realities. Harihara is the combination of the king of all worlds and the lord of all mystics. He rules over material energy, yet lives so spiritual and simplistic. The Shiva half of Harihara has matted dreadlocks and wears a tiger skin, which shows he's the most revered and powerful among the ascetics and men. Harihara and Buddha don't have the love for power, they have the power of love that goes beyond infinity. They are the wealthiest beings, yet live a life of simplicity. Shiva's three-pronged trident represents various trinities, such as creation, maintenance, and destruction, past, present, and future functions, goodness, passion, and ignorance. His trident is a devastating weapon of omnipotence. He also holds and plays a drum that has a special significance. It produces spiritual energy and sounds by which this whole universe has been created and regulated. It keeps the entire cosmos and all of its inhabitants elevated. He is able to be both a family man and a pure untainted sage. Vishnu is the king of the universe and preserves it through his incarnations, age after age. Vishnu has the golden mace and the Sudarshan chakra, weapons which beheads all enemies and demons, and keeps balance and order during all of the universe's seasons. The Vishnu half of Hari Hara wears jewelry and a crown, and he maintains world order. He represents a duality of being a spiritual ascetic and being an authoritative secular king or householder. Hari Hara is the combination of balancing, lording, and mastering both the material world and the spiritual world. It is a middle path of balance between subjectivity and objectivity, so one could have a life full of productivity. It is being balanced between being attached and detached to both the material world and to the spiritual world simultaneously. Sometimes finding a balance takes a while, and sometimes it comes instantaneously. I try to walk the middle path in order for advancement. It is balancing attachment and detachment. It is being a conservative and a liberal. It is being an innocent criminal. It is balancing logic and rationality with emotion, faith, and spirituality. It is balancing numbness and sensuality. It is being a detached chase yogi in touch with his or her sexuality. I want to be able to run, swim, and be able to fly. In life, there are times to laugh, and there are times to cry. That is why I try to keep my feet rooted in the ground and my head floating in the sky. It is not doing drugs, yet having a natural high. Sometimes I question why I'm dying to live if I'm living to die. If I'm not living my truth, then I'm living a lie. I realize I don't have to be a renounced sannyasi or a celibate monk, nor do I have to consume cannabis, have sex, or be a drunk. Shiva and Vishnu put together as Hari Hara is a yin-yang contradiction. Sometimes there is harmony and sometimes there is confliction. It is a paradoxical truth that is stranger than the most unreal fiction. Vishnu remains purely spiritually untinged by material nature, while Shiva sometimes has self-indulging hedonistic behavior, such as inhaling the marijuana aroma, being the master of Tantra and the Kama Sutra, and drinking his favorite intoxicating nectar, the Shiva Soma. However, I have high priorities like becoming awakened, getting an education, and my diploma. I can't waste my time getting fucked up off enjoying the temporary material pleasures that are fleeting. I am searching for the ultimate treasure, the ultimate nectar. After having tasted the pure loving mercy of God, I have no desire for material things that will delude me and make me higher. Nor am I looking for possessions that will never truly be mine to acquire. But I will not be a renouncer. By Hari Hara's grace and blessings, I will eventually encounter my Shakti, my goddess, someone who will escalate my bhakti, my devotion. I will play the role of both a householder and a shaman sage. I wish to be a spiritual advisor and a counselor to help the troubled youth in this Kali age. And for my dreams to come true, I need the help from Harihara, and help from the Buddha who defeated Mara, the demon lord of temptation. So I need Shiva, the lord of destruction, and Vishnu, the lord of preservation, and Lord Buddha, the wise and compassionate incarnation, to avoid devastation, and fuse the three together and keep this combination of Harihara and Buddha within my contemplation, all three in moderation. Shiva is the topmost Vaishnava or devotee of Vishnu, and Vishnu is the topmost Shaivite or devotee of Shiva. Shiva is the heart of Vishnu, and Vishnu is the heart of Shiva. Buddha is an incarnation of the divine. All three unite as one to unite all the believers We all have within us Hari Hara, and the seed of Buddhahood that has defeated the demons of Mara. Hmm. So yeah, that was the poem. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're interested in getting the book where this poem and lots of other poems are from, you can check out my book on www.amazon.com. And the book is called A Prince and Prophet's Spiritual Raps and Poetry by Rishikesh Ashtakala. Okay, thank you so much, friends for and family, and even hopefully strangers or anyone who's interested in Hinduism, Buddhism, mysticism, spirituality, poetry. I will keep on uploading my channel with more and more videos, and may the universe, source, Hari Hara, Vishnu, Shiva, Buddha bless you all. Namaste. Om Shanti.